Greetings, Psychonauts. This is Satek Ananda, the Fireproof Mulatto, and creator of the Holographic Visioning process. What is Holographic Visioning? Holographic Visioning is a cognitive interface of intuition and higher learning. It's about thoughts, it's about memories, it's about feelings, it's about ancestry, it's about wisdom, it's about intuition. How do you tap into these aspects of being? How do you tap in to the stories of your ancestors, to the stories of the wisdom of your own people? No matter what your lineage is and whatever you think it is, it's not what it actually is. Ask anybody that's done Ancestry.com. Whatever you think you are is not necessarily what you really are. You're probably that, but you're other things that you don't know. And there is wisdom inside of those genes. There's wisdom in your people. There's wisdom in your tribes. There's wisdom in the medicine of those people, the shamanic medicines of those people, which in some cases were plant-based, but in many, many cases were spirit, mental, and trance-based. It's about a cognitive tool. It's about a cognitive therapy of how to use the mind to help people heal the soul. The spiritual process is really about healing the soul. How do you heal your soul? How do you heal the wounds from your childhood? What psychologists call your core wounds. How do you heal those wounds? That's the spiritual journey. That's the spiritual process. And holographic visioning creates a framework to access many, many dimensions of your mind in a specific and measurable and tangible way that will deliver results to you. Results of knowledge, results of skills, results of emotional relief, trauma release, out-of-body experience, out-of-body visioning. If you can imagine that there was a time when our people, and I don't care what race you are, when our people had no verbal language. There was a time when we didn't know how to speak, and we grunted, and we hit our women on the head with clubs and dragged them around, and we went to war with a neighboring tribe just to get their fire. Okay? There is a time in our history that is how we interacted with each other. That was the state of our social relationship, was grunting and hitting each other with clubs and war and violence. Then, somehow, this idea of language developed. And we began to use words to create ideas and create meaning that we could all see the same pictures inside of our heads when we made the same sounds. This was the beginning of language, and it allowed us to communicate with each other in ways that have allowed us to build cities and skyscrapers and planes and spaceships. None of those things would be possible without a language to allow us to communicate with each other. Well, guess what? You've never been taught a language to communicate with your soul. That is what religion attempts to provide, but it tends to fall short because of dogma, because of ritual, because of cyclical processes that you are supposed to do again and again without any particular payoff. That is what meditation processes are supposed to do, but they typically fall short because of very narrow concepts of what you should be doing with your mind and very narrow concepts of what is the goal, what is the ultimate result, what am I trying to achieve by sitting still every day for minutes and minutes or hours and hours on end. And the beauty of the holographic visioning process is that it's not a static system where we're going to teach you a set of specific rules like most meditation practices to do this, 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 and this. It is an intuitive process where we literally teach you how to create your own interface, your own symbols, your own structure to then simulate your own experiences, your own experiments, your own answers to questions, your own intuition, your own artistic expression. This is really about empowering you, giving your mind a language to communicate with your soul. Holographic visioning will do for your soul what language did for our entire species. The way language allowed us to share ideas with each other and create catalogs and volumes of shared experience to stack one on top of the other and then allow our offspring to absorb from all of our lessons, all of our mistakes, all of our failures. Language allowed that to be possible, and the stacking of that information is the only thing that has allowed concrete and rubber and cars and planes and computers, is language. And as a species, we have no language for how to communicate with our own spirit, with our own soul. Holographic visioning is a language to communicate with your soul. It is a language where you can ask your own spirit, your own energy, your own perception, your own God, whatever, the universe, however you need to structure your perception of the universe from a belief standpoint. You don't need to change that belief with this process, because this process is a language like English, not a belief system. And what it'll allow you to do is call up yourself and ask for guidance. Call up yourself and ask for intuition. Call up yourself and ask for a memory, the same way you can use your smartphone to get on to Google and ask a question. So the holographic visioning process is a dynamic, very simple, very visual, very kinesthetic process of learning to communicate with your own soul.